Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I am GrandMcLegend and today we are going to be discussing what I think is the most toxic autoloader in this game, and that is the M-Vi-Yoh with the two-shot gun. So this tank, it can be very game changing actually. It has 450 damage per 2 shells and it can do 900 damage on average, and not gonna lie, it is probably one of my favourite autoloaders in the game, and it's overall just a brilliant tank. Like, if you haven't got a Yo, do go and get one, and if you haven't, well, hopefully today I can persuade you as to go and do so. But yeah, the M-Vi-Yoh is probably one of the best autoloaders that I think there is in the game as of this current time. And I love this tank. It is an amazing vehicle to have, and well, it's just one of the most dangerous vehicles that you could probably come up against if you're not the best of players. But of course, people who know how to tackle tanks like this will go for the hatch or the sides of the turret, which are pretty easy to pen with like even premium rounds. So yeah, do keep that in mind. But we are just going to have a look at the stats and see what this tank looks like. So you do have 2,392 hit points, and you do have 200 millimeters on your turret and 160 on your hull. The hull is paper on this tank, so do try and go hull down when you can. And then when you have your gun up, your turret, the underside of your turret will be exposed, and that can actually be penned by quite a few calibers, so do keep that in mind. When you're loading your magazine, do put your turret up, but not maximum, because, well, people will shoot the underside, and so people do not shoot your hatches, because they are very weak. 279.8 meters of view range, and you do have a concealment of 31 while stationary, 27 while moving, and 7 upon firing. 2,500 DPM, and that is a 19.92 second reload on your magazine, 1.71 seconds on your shell reload, and 2 shells in total. So yeah, it's a very damage dealing tank, and in a very short period of time. If you take the intra-clip shell reload boost, yeah, you can get that down to like 1.2 seconds, which is absolutely ridiculous. You can take the reticle calibration if you want to snipe E100 hatches or something stupid like that, but that is completely up to you. You do have 272 millimeters of AP pen, 362 on your heat, and 65 on your HE. This is being run with calibrated shells to get that heat up a bit. 450 AP damage, 380 on your heat, and 515 on your HE. The damage difference between between the AP and the HE is not the best, so I wouldn't advise taking that much HE. 4.4 seconds of aim time, which is pretty standard for a tank that can do this much damage. 0.308 dispersion, 10 degrees of gun depression, and a top speed of 38 kilometers an hour. So, the Yo, it's a good tank. Like, I definitely advise you go and get one, because it can be really, like, it can be devastating. Honestly, it can be a ridiculous tank in the right hands, and well, overall, it is just a fantastic tank. Like, what you want to do is just stick yourself in a hold down position and try and wiggle your turret as well. Well, not the turret, but like up and down, so that people cannot see your hatches or the underside of your turret. Like, when you're reloading, don't go like this, because they'll shoot the underside. Do something like this so that they can't shoot it as easily. Or just even like that. Just make sure that your hatches are hidden, because otherwise people will just shoot them. And it is very easy to shoot them, so yeah, do keep that in mind. So what we're going to do here on Molendijk, we are going to go to base B, and we are going to see if we can spot anything. So the TVP has indeed been spotted on the other side of the map by our Rheinmetall Panzerwagen, and I cannot see anything else as of interest right now. So, wow, the TVP actually gets ammo wrapped for 380 damage, which is okay, fair enough. So we do have the version 4 here, and we do also have the Death Star here as well. So we did unfortunately lose health towards the towards the version 4, which is not the most ideal of things to happen. And we do only take one shot from the GrandMcLegend, which I'm not going to complain about. So he is also looking away from me right now, which is good, because he is now not able to shoot me. So I'm just going to get a shell into you, and I'm going to kill you. So yeah, that is the Death Star killed. You can see the damage output as well, like 1.7 seconds of reload on your shells, well, your shell, and it's just so quick. Like, it's absolutely ridiculous, especially when you have this much damage being done within that 1.7 seconds. It's just absolutely ridiculous. Like, it's such a nice tank to do damage in. And it's actually pretty easy to get top damage in this tank as well, especially when you play it correctly, of course. So what we're going to do is whack on the shell reload boost, and the 4005 does bounce our shot, which is actually really annoying. But yeah, you can see that you can pen the underside. I don't know if you saw that, but you can pen the underside of the Yoh's turret when you do put the gun up. But yeah, that is basically that. So we are going to do another battle, and how easy did we do that 2.9k? And we are also, wow, second top of the team. Well done to the 4005, I must say. But yeah, the Yoh, it is a fantastic tank. Like, yeah, the DPM is 2.5k. But DPM isn't the case on this vehicle. The case on this vehicle is the damage output and the time it can do it in. And it is just absolutely disgusting. This is probably one of the most toxic autoloaders I own in my garage right now. And it is absolutely disgusting. I love this tank. And those who like autoloaders that can do quick damage output, yeah, you'll like this tank too. So yeah, go get yourself an M-Vi-Yoh. Like, it can do quite a lot of stuff. Well, I'll say stuff, but it could do loads of damage output. And it can also bounce quite a bit if you go hull down as well, but you've got to be lucky because of their hatches. But yeah, that is not totally... I don't know what I'm talking about. So, everyone is camping, which is absolutely amazing, as we all know. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up here and then try and get some side shots into the enemy team, because it looks like they have all gone over here as well, or over that area as well. So I'm just going to look in on this position. So there is a heavy tank about to peek over that hill there. Like, in this kind of scenario, you would really want to have the reticle calibration, because you'd want to get them shots on those guys. But, yeah, obviously, we have not took it, because I do prefer to have, the repair kit as well, because this thing's ammo rack can also be pretty weak. So do keep that in mind. So we do get shot by the Super Conqueror, but we do manage to get an out trade into him, which was worth 450 more than what he did to us. So what I'm going to do is just load my heat, and we're just going to get a nice shot into you, actually. Wow. And, well, shows that reticle cali isn't always needed, but yeah, it can perform. Like, this tank is really disgusting. And, well, if you haven't got a Yoh, get a Yoh, because it's really nice, honestly. So I'm just going to bait that guy. We're going to pen your hatch, and we are going to bounce the second one, or miss the second one, and we're just going to reload. Like, the 121B is going to die. Well, he's dead now. And the Super Conqueror is going in probably one of the most shittest positions, because I could just simply just pen his turret, especially when he's like this. So we are just going to do the same thing again by missing his lower plate, or whatever you call the turret, or the side. And at this point I'm just going to push, because there's 3 people on low hit points, and that was actually a really troll bounce from that guy. So we are just going to kill you And there is another one-shot tank around here somewhere right there. So yeah, clear the 2 tanks, and then the 4005 should get cleared, and which is really good indeed. The E5 as well will get cleared. So I'm just going to follow this 4005 because he is going to die. And yeah, I think we have won this. So yeah, it's a fantastic tank. Like, I can't stress that enough. It is a great tank, especially when it is in the right hands. If you put the Yoh into the hands of someone who has no clue what they're doing, well, yeah, that is just a bad that is just a disaster waiting to happen. So try and learn like the basics of autoloaders first, and I'd recommend doing that in like more heavily armored vehicles, not like a 50B or something like that. Go into like, I don't know, possibly a Foch or a Kranwagen or a Minnow, not a Foch, a Kranwagen or a Minnow. Those are probably the best autoloader or loaders kind of that you could get used to, so you can get used to the hull down play style as well, because these tanks are both hull down vehicles. But the Yoh is almost completely different because it is an auto loader and those two are auto reloaders, so the gun works differently and you have no hull armor whatsoever compared to the minnows. So I'd advise not getting the Yoh first, but if you're playing bad in the Yoh, go and try and play something else for the time being, and try and get used to the autoloader slash hull down playstyle better, and then you'll be able to get some good damage in the Yoh. My advice, do not go on flat ground because you will get penned unless that Super Conqueror bounces you. And well, yeah, that is basically it on the Yoh. Go and get one if you haven't already, and well, that is basically it. So if you want to like and subscribe if you haven't already, as it really helps me out and so you don't miss future content. Do go and join my Discord server, which is linked down below in the description, and do go and send your replays to the email which is linked down below. And that is basically it from me, so thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye bye.